I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz where the aim of the game is to find the most obscure answer possible. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm from Wrexham, and this is my friend Natalie. She's from London.
Couple number two.
Hi, my name's Zoe, and this is my friend Gemma, and we're from Leeds.
Couple number three.
Hi, my name's Steve. This is my wife, Pauline. We're from Hockley in Essex.
And finally, couple number four.
Afternoon, I'm Keith, and this is my nephew, Oliver, and we're from Lincolnshire.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. Very warm welcome to the show. Lovely to have you with us. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce, as hard as nails and twice as sharp. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Afternoon. Afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
What a lovely show last time.
Oh,
Joanna and James, weren't
Yeah.
they great? James was in charge of the Channel Tunnel once, years ago.
I know.
But anyway, we got through to the final round. In fact, Keith and Oliver got knocked out in the head-to-head, had a very good run last time. And European battlefields must have been on the board for a year or so.
Oh,
Mustn't. I mean,
There are some
really.
battles that have happened more recently than that.
They've essentially added historic battles
Yeah.
to the list since it started
Yeah.
on there. And because they were class acts, they chose it and walked away with a pointless jackpot with Iena.
Very nice.
Iena, one of the battles commemorated on the Arc de Triomphe.
Wonderful.
Who knew? James knew.
There we are. He did.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, yes, Joanna and James won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot is going to start off back at £1,000. There we are. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. And just a reminder that you must keep your scores low at all times if you possibly can, because it's the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated. So just remember that. Best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category this afternoon is chemistry. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many chemical elements that contain the letters G, A or S in their names as they could.
Yep, any chemical element as of April 2019, please, that contains one of those letters in its name, or more than one.
Why not?
You know,
Why
they're crazy.
not?
There'll probably
Come
be
on.
some with all three.
Probably
will.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, now, Natalie, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Natalie.
I'm a digital project manager from London, so I deliver website projects and rebrands, and in my spare time I enjoy pub quizzing.
OK, now, digital project manager.
Yes.
So what, people come to you and they say, here's our product.
Yep.
What on earth can we do in terms of our online presence?
Well, I work with designers, so normally the client has gone to designers first to come up with the ideas, and then I work with a team of developers and testers to get that project delivered.
And this happens in London, does it? Which area of London is the sort of digital hub?
Like Shoreditch, Farringdon.
Like Shoreditch. Good, is the right answer. Like Shoreditch, Farringdon. Wow, that must be fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Do you all go
I
out to
do pub quiz.
pop-ups for lunch? Little pop-ups. They're only there for a week and then they've
Occasionally.
gone. They've gone.
A little bit of popping up for lunch.
That's nice. Pop out for a pop-up. Natalie, what are you going to go for?
OK, I am going to go for Californium.
Californium. And unbelievably, Gemma had that very answer primed and ready to go. Gemma's now got to go all the way back to square one. Think of another chemical element with a G, an A or an S in its name. But Californium says, Natalie, how many of our 100 people said that? It's absolutely right. Sometimes it can be a low scorer, this one. Californium. So it is today. Down goes to Pointless. Very well done indeed. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £1,250. It scores you nothing, and it earns you a fist bump from Rob, and I noticed Rob did the Natalie didn't. There we are.
That was very nicely played, yeah, on that first podium. Discovered by Dr. Joseph Californ, which is what it's named after.
No.
No. It was discovered in California. It helps
There we are.
detect metal stress and fatigue in aeroplanes.
Kind of handy.
Californium. Yeah,
Yeah.
useful.
Thank you, Californium. There we are, and thank you, Richard. Gemma, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Tell us all about yourself, Gemma.
I run my own business in Leeds. It's an under-5s play space.
Now, that is... yeah, that's a busy job.
Yeah,
And
just me.
but fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Lovely. How long have you run it for?
Just since last November, so it's recently.
Oh, really? So you haven't done your full year yet?
No. Okay.
This is exciting. So how many under fives on any given day might you expect to find?
If it's raining, I'll get 18.
18. That's a
my
given.
capacity.
OK, that's good. And what sort of things can you lay on for them?
Well, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, it's really pretty to look at, and kids will play with anything. So
See,
it's
that's
mostly
lovely.
for the good coffee and cake for the mums.
Yeah, very good. Now, Gemma, what are you going to go for?
Well.
Yes, I know. I saw that. I saw that play across your face.
I'm going to go with one which I'm not even sure it's an element, to be honest. Sodium.
Sodium. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said sodium. It's right. 42 for sodium.
Yeah, discovered by Dr. Joseph Sodi.
Thank you very much indeed. Richard, Steve, welcome here from Essex.
Hi.
Tell us all about yourself, Steve.
We both retired last year, so we're just getting used to the plenty of time that we've got. So,
Is it feeling like you've got just too much time now?
well, we've
Or
tried to squeeze in 4 holidays this year.
did it not work?
No, it
Was that
very
one
difficult.
holiday
It was
too
very
many?
difficult. And we're learning Spanish.
Oh, see,
On a
this
Monday?
is brilliant. On a Monday, how's it coming on?
It's not so good. Pauline's a lot better than me, I must admit.
Oh, I'll ask her in Spanish. There we go. Steve, what are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for Moscovium.
Moscovium. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Moscovium. It's right, Moscovium. And again, this is another sometime low scorer. Let's see how it does this time. It's down to pointless again. Very well done indeed, Steve. That adds another £250 to today's jackpot. Takes total up to £1,500. Scores you absolutely nothing.
Beautifully played, very well done. It's one of the newer elements, Moscovium. Can you guess where that was discovered?
Was it Bill Moskov who discovered it? I know he was the scientist.
No,
it was
his brother,
Oh, was it?
Joseph.
Joseph Moskov
Yeah.
in Hendon, just
Yes,
down the road from
exactly.
here.
It actually wasn't discovered in Moscow. It's discovered in a region called Moscow Oblast, which is what it's named after. So not named after Moscow. Although Moscow Oblast is named after Moscow, so I suppose it is.
It's named after Moscow.
Yes,
I
exactly
guess.
that.
There we go.
Yeah, it's like being named after your grandfather
Yeah.
or grandmother.
Oh, Grandma.
Yeah.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. OK, now, Keith, Uncle Keith, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Uncle Keith.
I'm a chartered accountant from Lincolnshire.
Only by day, but a full-time uncle.
A full-time uncle, should I say.
Do you know what? There was a momentary, just a moment there when you forgot what Oliver's name was.
Well, the reason is he has a twin brother, and I just had to look round to see which one I'd brought.
How do we know? I mean, obviously, Oliver did very well in the last show. How do we know you didn't switch them round when you went back and you brought in a different one?
You don't.
We don't.
It's a good idea, isn't it?
By his answers shall we know him. OK, very good. Keith, what are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for astatine.
Yes. The oohs are getting more and more vocal, which I like, by the way. Astatine. Let's see how many of our 100 people said astatine. There we are. I had no doubt it was right from the way Uncle Keith said it. Down it goes. I'm guessing it's going to be another low score. Down it goes to 2. Very well done indeed, Keith. 2 for astatine.
Well played, Keith. Discovered by Nancy Astor when she was on a cruise on the Tyne.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. We're halfway through our first round. Let's have a look at those scores. Nothing is the best score of the past. Well done, Natalie. Well done, Steve. Then we travel up to 2, where we find Keith and Oliver, and then we travel up to 42, where we find Gemma and Zoe. So, Zoe, anything might happen in this next pass. Let's have a low score from you, though, to keep you in with a chance. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? So, Oliver, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Oliver.
I'm a chartered accountant, similar to Keith, and in my spare time, I'm chairman of the Lincoln Minster Round Table.
How much time does that take up?
Too much time.
Too much time?
No, it's we do a lot of work at Christmas, so we do a Christmas market, dress up as monks.
You dress up as monks?
Yes.
Do you ever, when you're a little bit tired and can't be bothered to go, send your twin brother along?
Always, always. He's in the back.
OK, now, Oliver. Chemical elements with a G, an A or an S in their names. What are you going to go for? At this stage, 39 or less guarantees you a place in the next round.
I'm going to go with Tenesium after the state of Tennessee.
Ah. Tenesium.
Yes.
Tenesium, says Oliver. OK, here's your red line. Can you get below that with Tenesium? Let's find out. Oliver, I'm so sorry. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 102.
Yeah, sorry, Oliver, or should I say Adam?
Yeah.
That backfired, didn't it, Keith? I'll give you all the correct answers at the end of the pass.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Pauline, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, what is welcome in Spanish? I should know that.
Oh, bienvenido.
Bienvenido. Bienvenido. Beautifully said, by the way. Oh, I felt like I was in Seville. Tell us all about yourself, Pauline.
So, like Stephen, I'm retired, been retired about a year.
Oh, nice.
We have 6 grandchildren, so they
Lovely.
keep us pretty busy. As Stephen says, we're learning Spanish. Like to do a bit of cooking. We're really into travel, working our way through a bucket list of places to go.
Now, Pauline, it doesn't matter what you score here. Does
Okay.
not matter. You're through to the next round. Mind you, Steve got a pointless answer. That's all I'm just going to say.
So, I hope I'm not making this up, but I could go for Einsteinium.
Einsteinium. Dr. Joseph Einstein. No red line, you're already through. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Einsteinium. Down it goes to 1. Very well done indeed, Pauline. 1 for Einsteinium. Takes your total up to 1.
Some very good scoring going on here. Yeah, named after the Austrian village of Einstein.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Zoe, welcome to Pointers. Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I work full-time for one of the big 4 supermarkets up in Leeds in their head office. Been there 10 years. And on the other side of that, I do a part-time maths degree with the Open University, just for a bit of fun.
Just for maths for fun. We all like maths for fun. Now, Zoe, look, you've been thrown a lifeline here. 59 or less keeps you in the game.
This is one of my worst subjects. I'm going to go for magnesium.
Magnesium. OK, here's your red line. Can you get below that with magnesium? Let's find out. It's right. You've done it. You've done it. Oh, look. With room to spare, 23. That takes your total up to 65.
That's one of those ones we talked about before that's got all 3 letters in it. How about that?
How about that?
We've also got about 20 grams of magnesium in our bodies. In our bones. I've
Yes.
probably got more.
Wow, yes.
I've probably got about 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, Rob.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Last time we had to say goodbye to you in round 1. Oh, how the tables have turned. Here you are, currently on nothing, and you're through to the next round. Doesn't matter what you score here. Remind us all about yourself, Rob.
So I'm currently doing a PhD in neuroscience at King's College London.
How's that going, the neuroscience thing?
Pretty good, I think, in my final year now, so it's all sort of coming to a head.
Pretty good. What are you going to do when it comes to an end?
It varies day to day, but at the moment I think I'm going to stay on in science and sort of progress up the...
Stay in the academic side of it, do you think?
academic side and do sort of a postdoctoral placement in the lab. Take on a bit more responsibility.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Rob, talking about exciting, let's have a chemical element with a G, an A or an S in its name.
There's a few I'm thinking of, but because I like this element, so I'm going to go for it, is antimony.
Antimony?
Yeah.
Antimony. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said antimony. No red line, you're already through. Seven. Very well done indeed. 7 takes your total up to 7.
Yeah, very well played. Let's, Oliver, we'll deal with your answer, shall we, first? You said Tenesium or Tenesium. It's Tennessine, I'm afraid, not Tenesium. It's Tennessine. Would have been a terrific answer as well. Would have scored 1 point, Tennessine. So very, very unlucky there. Or should I say very, very lucky on podium 2? Would be another way of putting it. Should we take a look at some pointless answers? There's 10 in all. There's Californian, Darmstadtium, Dysprosium. You could have had Hafnium, Hassium, Laurentium. There's Moscovium, Praesidimium, Vanadium. You also could have had Roentgenium as well. Those were the pointless answers. Take a look at the top 3, the ones that most of our 100 people said. Sodium is 3rd with 42. Silver, 2nd with 44. And gold, I like it when it's silver and gold like that.
Nice.
That's the right way round.
Yeah.
Silver 44 and gold 51.
Thank you very much, Richard. We are at the end of our first round. Let's say goodbye to one of our pairs. I'm so sorry, Oliver and Keith. It's you. It's you. You are our low scorers, our golden couple. You are our only hope. And now we have to say goodbye to you. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you for playing so well. Oliver and his uncle, Keith. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it is now time for round 2. Very well done. We made it through our chemical elements round. Natalie and Steve, hats off to you, our 2 pointless answers in that round. So therefore our 2 joint individual low scorers, and Steve and Pauline, our lowest joint scorers. Does that make sense to you? It sort of does to me. And Zoe and Gemma, whoo-hoo, well done you. That was brilliant. You sidestepped that very nicely. OK, best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is British cinema comedies. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns synonyms of carry-on film titles. Richard.
Yeah, on each board we're going to show you 6 titles of carry-on films, without the carry-on bit, but we're just going to show you synonyms of what the titles are. Can you work out what these carry-on films are, please? It's going to be 12 in all to have a go at home. It's fun, isn't it?
Isn't it? Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our first board of 6 carry-on film synonyms, and here they are. Holding intense feelings of affection, 1970. Ascending into a dense tropical forest, 1970. Despite the prevailing circumstances, 1961. SI unit of inductance, 1971. Army rank immediately above corporal, 1958. And yelling loudly in fear, 1966. I will read those again. Holding intense feelings of affection, ascending into a dense tropical forest, despite the prevailing circumstances, SI unit of inductance, army rank immediately above corporal, and yelling loudly in fear. Natalie.
This is a very tough board. I wouldn't say that carry-on films are my forte. OK, I'm going to have a guess at the bottom one and say Carry On Screaming.
Carry On Screaming, says Natalie. Let's see if that's right for yelling loudly in fear. Let's see how many of our 100 people said screaming. It's right. Carry On Screaming, 71.
Yeah, a spoof of the Hammer horror films, that one. Harry H. Corbett's only carry-on appearance.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Zoe. What are you going to go for?
Toughie. I was going to go for the bottom one as a guess. So I will have a go at the one above. I have absolutely no idea what the army rank is above corporal, but I will say Carry On Major.
Carry On Major. OK, well, let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Carry On Major. I'm afraid not Carry On Major. That scores you 100 points. Sorry, Zoe.
Yeah, afraid not. That was the carry-on film about the 1992 general election.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, Steve, this board's all yours. Do you feel like filling in as many of those as you dare?
Not very good, but is there a carry-on into the jungle? Not sure. I think the rank is a sergeant, so Carry On Sergeant.
Carry On Sergeant, says Steve. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It is Carry On Sergeant, and that's our new low score. Very well done indeed, Steve, 65.
Yeah, Carry On Sergeant was the very first carry-on film with William Hartnell, pre-Doctor Who, as the sergeant in the film.
Yeah.
How are you on the rest of these? Could be easier, this, couldn't it?
It certainly could.
Holding intense feelings of affection.
Loving is all I can think.
Loving,
I
yep.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
47 for that. Ascending into a dense tropical forest. You're right with jungle. Carry On.
Ascending up.
Yeah. Up the Jungle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Up the Jungle.
23 points for that, despite the prevailing circumstances.
That one I do know. Carry On Regardless.
Carry On Regardless. Would have scored 34, and an SI unit of inductance is a Henry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There we go.
6 points. That's the best answer up there. Well done if you said that.
Right. Thank you very much. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 65, well done, Steve. Steve and Pauline looking pretty good on the back of that. 71's where we find Natalie and Rob, then 100, Zoe and Gemma. So let's hope you find the next board a bit easier, Gemma. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, 6 more descriptions of Carry On film titles, and here they come. Educator of Students, 1959. Nickname for Richard, 1974. Sailing for Pleasure, 1962. Unqualified Builder, 1965. Rank Below Sergeant and Inspector in the Police Force, 1960. And At a Time That Is Suitable for You, 1971. I'll read those again. Educator of Students, Nickname for Richard, Sailing for Pleasure, Unqualified Builder, Rank Below Sergeant and Inspector in the Police Force, and At a Time That Is Suitable for You. Pauline.
OK. I'm going to go for the Unqualified Builder, Carry On Cowboy.
Carry On Cowboy, says Pauline. OK, here is your red line. Can you get below that with Carry On Cowboy? Let's find out. Very well done. Very well done indeed. 21, taking your total up to 86.
Yeah, classic Kenneth Williams, Sid James Carry On. That they shot loads of them in Pinewood Studios and around there as well. And the kind of town in the middle of that is on Chobham Common in Surrey.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, Gemma. Gemma, you're the high scorers, so we're going to need a nice low score from you here. How do you like this board?
And not very much. There are a few that I'd be guessing. One of them I'm not sure I'm allowed to say.
It's an open goal there, to be honest with you. Come on, tea time, BBC One, fill your boots.
Carry On Dick.
I can't believe you said that. I was thinking of another one. Carry On Dick, says Gemma. No red line for you, as you are the high scorers, but let's see how far down the column we get with Carry On Dick. $90 takes your total up to 190.
Yeah, Carry On Dick, of course, it's about Dick Turpin. It's about highwaymen.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing worse than that.
No. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Rob, you are through to the next round. Doesn't matter what you score. Do you feel like filling in some of these blanks?
I don't know any for certain, but I think I could take a guess at all of them. I guess the top one would be teacher, third one yachting, corporal, and I would guess when you're ready. But I think I'll go sailing for pleasure as yachting.
OK, Carry On Yachting, says Rob. Let's see if that's right. No red line, you're already through. Not Carry On Yachting. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 171, but you're still through.
Yeah, not Carry On Yachting, won't be the only one who said that. Do you know that one?
Cruising.
Carry On Cruising would have scored you 45. Very big scorer up the top, of course, educator of students.
Professor? No, it is
teacher.
Oh, it's teacher. It is teacher.
Yeah, 74 for that. The rank below sergeant and inspector is constable. Would have scored you 50. Now, this bottom one is the one in the toilet factory.
At your convenience.
At your convenience. Yeah, Carry On at your convenience. And that would have scored you 31 points. Best answer on the board there is Cowboy, so very well played there.
Thank you very much indeed. So at the end of our second round, the pair who are heading home with their high score, I'm sorry, Gemma and Zoe, it is you. You'll be back next time, though, and I'm sure you'll do much, much better then. But it's been great having you on the show. Thank you very much, Gemma and Zoe. But for the remaining two pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Pauline and Steve. Rob and Natalie, you are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, currently standing at £1,500. There we are. Well, it's the head-to-head, which means you can now confer before you give your answers. First pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. That's nice, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? It's nice that the jackpot's gone up a little bit.
Yeah, and each of the two pairs in the head-to-head have contributed to the jackpot.
Well, that's perfect, isn't it?
That's just perfect.
I wouldn't want to be Oliver right about now, would you? Tell you what, him and Uncle Keith, they'll be at Elstree and Borehamwood Station, I think, right about now.
Right about now.
Uncle Keith going, yes, you can have a coffee if you want, but...
You are not getting a pasty. Yeah.
Yeah. Long old train journey back.
Oh,
it's better to be here, isn't it?
I think so. Well, best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here is your first question, and it concerns brains of Britain. Brian's.
I mean...
Yeah. Yes.
I don't want to be the one that says that's ironic, but...
Brian's of Britain.
Brian's of Britain. Brian's of Britain.
Nah, that's good.
I tell you what, though, well done on getting Britain right.
Good.
We're going to show you 5 famous Brians now. They're all British. But who are they, please?
Let's reveal our 5 famous brains or Brians. Here they come. We've got A. B. C. D. And E. There we are, 5 famous Brians. Pauline and Steve, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first.
OK, we only know a couple, so we're going to take a bit of a risk with D and say Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, say Pauline and Steve. Brian Johnson. Now, Rob and Natalie. Can you talk us through the other Brians?
A is Brian Blessed. E is Brian May.
B is Brian Harvey.
Brian Harvey.
And C is a Brian who was on Big Brother, and I think his name is Brian Bello.
Go for it.
OK, I'll go for C, Brian Bello.
Brian Bello for C. Brian Bello. So we have Brian Johnson, we have Brian Bello. Pauline and Steve said Brian Johnson for D. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Brian Johnson is absolutely right. Down to 12. And that's a very, very good answer. And you took a bit of a punt there. So well done. You got a lovely score there. Now, this is interesting. Rob and Natalie taking a massive punt here and saying Brian Bello for C. Not entirely confident. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Brian Bello. It is Brian Bello. Wow, well done. Brian Bello. Well, 12 is what you've got to beat, and you do beat it. Down it goes to 9. Very well done indeed. Rob and Natalie, after one question, you're up 1-0.
Well played, Natalie. That's the way to play the game. You've got to take those risks at this stage. Let's fill in these, shall we? Those are actually the best 2 answers on the board, so very well played, both teams there. A, of course, is...
Brian Blessed.
Brian Blessed. 69 points for him. I wonder if Brian Blessed himself would like to go through the rest of the board.
Well, well, Richard, I'd be delighted to take you through the board.
Who's B, Brian?
It's Brian Harvey. Brian Harvey.
From E17?
From E17.
Oh, what did he score?
25.
And Brian, the other I also don't recognise, E. Who's E?
Well, I can tell you, Richard, that is Brian May.
Ah, from Queen.
From Queen! And he scored 76.
Do you know what? The more I do Brian Blessed, the more it's starting to sound like an impression of Brian Blessed, not like Brian. I have to remember what Brian Blessed sounds like.
Is your voice going to be all right for the rest of the show?
I think so. Thank you very much. Anyway, here we are at the end of our first question. Well done, Rob and Natalie in the lead there, which means Pauline and Steve, you have to win this next one, although they get to answer it first, so best of luck with that. Our second question is all about positions in US sports. Richard.
We are going to show you the names now of 5 playing positions in different US sports, but we've missed out alternate letters from their names. What are they, please?
Thank you very much. Let's reveal the 5 playing positions with gaps, and here they come. We have got QATRAK, American football, PITGAD, basketball, PTHR, baseball, TGTED, American football, and PWRFRAD, basketball. I'm going to read those all again. QATRAK, American football, PITGAD, basketball, PTHR, baseball, TGTED, American football, and PWRFRAD, basketball. There we are. Now then, Rob and Natalie get to go first.
I think we know all of them, so it's hard to pick which will be the lowest. For the bottom one, I think we'll go power forward.
Power forward, say Rob and Natalie. OK, power forward now. Pauline and Steve. Do you want to talk us through the rest of that board?
I think the top one's quarterback, second one, point guard, third one, pitcher, and fourth one, tight end. Second one? Yeah, we go for the second one, point guard.
Point guard, basketball. OK, so we have power forward and we have point guard. Rob and Natalie went for power forward. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Is right. Down to 48. Pauline and Steve, meanwhile, have gone for point guard. Let's see if that is right for basketball. Point guard. Point guard is right. 48's what it's got to be, and it does. Point guard. Down that goes to 23. Very well done indeed, Pauline and Steve. Exactly what we needed from you. And it means after 2 questions, it's 1 apiece.
Yeah, and both questions we've seen the best answer on the board as well, because point guard is the best you could have done there. Next best would have been tight end. Also would have beaten power forward. Tight end would have scored you 39. Then pitcher would have scored you 62, and the biggest scorer of all at the top there, quarterback, which would have scored you 72.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, here comes the decider. Whoever wins this 3rd question goes through to the final to play for that jackpot. OK, let's find out. Our 3rd question is all about perfect answers. Just checking, not prefect, perfect.
Yeah, just 5 clues out of facts that have the word perfect in them somewhere. Very best of luck to both teams.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 perfect clues, and here they are. We have got a positive integer that is equal to the sum of its proper divisors. Term used to describe a trio of goals when a footballer scores with the left foot, the right foot, and the head. The Lou Reed song that was covered by various artists for the 1997 Children in Need single. The forward phrase from the preamble to the US Constitution, after which a Barack Obama speech of March 2008 is named. And the 2000 film starring George Clooney as fisherman Billy Tyne. I'm going to read those all again. A positive integer that is equal to the sum of its proper divisors. Term used to describe a trio of goals when a footballer scores with the left foot, the right foot, and the head. The Lou Reed song that was covered by various artists for the 1997 Children in Need single. The forward phrase from the preamble to the US Constitution, after which a Barack Obama speech of March 2008 is named. And the 2000 film starring George Clooney as fisherman Billy Tyne. There we are. Pauline and Steve will go first.
OK, we don't know them all, so we're going to go for the top one, the positive integer, so that's a perfect number.
Perfect number, say Pauline and Steve. Now then, Rob and Natalie, do you want to talk us through the rest of that board?
Yeah, so I think it's perfect hat trick. The second one, perfect day. Not sure on the next one. And then the one we're going to go for is the film starring George Clooney, which is The Perfect Storm.
Perfect storm. OK, so we have perfect number and perfect storm. Pauline and Steve went for perfect number. Let's see if that is right for the top one. Perfect number is absolutely right. And that's a nice low score. Down goes to 19. Very well done indeed. Rob and Natalie, meanwhile, have gone for the perfect storm. Let's see if that is right for the bottom one. How many of our 100 people said perfect storm? Perfect Storm, absolutely right. Billy Tyne, George Clooney. 36 for that, but very well done indeed. Pauline and Steve, you got it down to 19, which means after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1.
Very nicely played. If you had gone for perfect hat-trick, you'd be playing for the jackpot because it would have scored you 15 points, perfect hat-trick. I think I might have done the same as you, though. It's hard to work that out, isn't it? The Lou Reed song, Perfect Day, of course, 42 points. And this 4-word phrase is the best answer by a mile. It is a more perfect union. Scores 1 point. Very well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. Rob and Natalie, I'm afraid it's you. Very, very well done, all the way through to the head-to-head, and really strong performance, a pointless answer we've had from you. But I'm afraid this is where the journey ends. It's been great having you on. Thank you so much, Rob and Natalie. Right, for Pauline and Steve, it is now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Pauline and Steve. You have seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. Now, though, you have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £1,500. Well, listen, you started today's show with a pointless answer, Muscovium. Can you finish today's show with a pointless answer? What do you want to see come up?
West Ham football would be nice.
80s pop, something like that.
OK.
Maybe.
Any of these things could come up. They'll be disguised by something else, obviously, when we see it on the board. But you'll know how to see through that kind of thing. 4 things, as ever, will appear on the board. Today's selection is Aardman Animation feature films, Bushes, Sporting Tigers, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So...
Oh, they all look fantastic categories, thank you.
Which one do you think is West Ham most likely to be hiding behind?
Mozart.
Mozart, yeah.
It's one of the top 2. Well, it could be anything. So let's go for Bushes.
OK, exactly. That leaves it nice and open, doesn't it? Bushes. Richard?
It leaves it very open, but there is a London connection you'll be glad to hear on one of these, which might help you out. We are looking for any of the following, please. Any UK Top 40 album by Kate Bush up to the end of May 2019, according to the official charts company. Any members of George W. Bush's first cabinet, that's the 15 cabinet members appointed when he was elected in 2001, or we are looking for any London Underground tube station that is within 10 stops of Shepherd's Bush in either direction on the Central Line, inclusive of Shepherd's Bush. So Kate Bush albums, George Bush's cabinet, and London tube stops. Very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
OK.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Two's out.
Don't know much about Kate Bush. The tube stations should know a few, but it would be a guess. So I'm inclined to, because I'm thinking about, is it Royal Oak? Is that one? Notting Hill Gate. New tube stations, that sort of area.
I didn't go to QPR, so I don't know.
So Royal Oak, Notting Hill Gate, and within 10 stops in the direction. I can't even think what line it's on. Queensway.
Sounds good to me.
Queensway. Queensway. Royal, got any ideas?
None. Like I say, I didn't go to QPR, so I don't know.
Notting Hill.
Do you know any Kate Bush?
No, I knew only an obvious one. So Notting Hill.
Go for your best. Go for your best.
Okay, what do you say now? Okay. I can remember them. Okay.
Yeah.
OK, that, I'm afraid, is your minute up. Let's have your 3 answers. And if you can say which category you're answering.
So I think they're all London Underground stations. So we go for Royal Oak.
Royal Oak, and which, by the way, would be a cracking Kate Bush album, I think. Don't you think?
Queensway.
Queensway.
And Notting Hill Gate.
And Notting Hill Gate. Of those 3, do you want to suggest which one might be your best shot at a pointless answer?
Let's go for Royal Oak.
Royal Oak we'll put last. Least likely to be pointless?
Notting Hill Gate.
Notting Hill Gate, and then Queensway goes in the middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have got Notting Hill Gate, Queensway, Royal Oak. Well, 3 good answers on the board. We'll discover how good they are in a moment or two, but one of these could easily be pointless and win you that jackpot. What would you like to do with it if you were to win it? 1,500 quid. Pauline?
Well, we've got a bucket list, as I mentioned earlier, sort of places we'd like to go. So I think the money would go towards that, but Stephen's got other ideas.
Steve?
That's looking like a new lens to me for my camera.
We'll
share
arm
the camera.
wrestle. We'll arm wrestle over it
For
later.
that.
If
Well,
it-
maybe
if
there'll be a
it-
bit of change as well, let's hope. OK, now, in all three cases, you've gone for underground stations within 10 stops of Shepherd's Bush. Notting Hill Gate was your first answer. Let's find out how many of our 100 people said that. For £1,500, might it be pointless? Well, it's right. That's the first thing it has to be.
It's not very pointless.
Just has to go all the way down to zero now, and that £1,500 jackpot will be yours. Down goes Notting Hill Gate into the single figures. Still going down with Notting Hill Gate. Oh, 3. That's a great score. Not a pointless answer, though. So let's move on to Queensway, your next answer. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Queensway. Is it pointless for £1,500? Again, it's right. Notting Hill Gate took us all the way down to 3. Queensway now takes us down through the teens. Into single figures, still going down, and passing 3, still, You're getting into the right zone here, I think. Don't you think? Queensway down to 1. Let's hope Royal Oak continues in that direction and takes it down to 0, and you can leave with that jackpot of £1,500. How many of our 100 people named Royal Oak as a tube stop within 10 stops of Shepherd's Bush for £1,500? Is it pointless? Oh, no! Oh, bad luck, Royal Oak, I'm afraid. Not a correct answer. 2 very good answers there. Queensway, just a whisker away from being pointless, but I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer. So I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot, but you do take home a pointless trophy.
Wonderful.
Very well done. You've played so well across the show. Richard.
Yeah, that was really unlucky. I think that's the answer I might have gone for, Queensway as well. I'll show you the pointless answers in a mo. Kate Bush, there's only one pointless answer here, and that is the other side. You'd have got 1 point for 50 words for Snow, Ariel, Before the Dawn, and The Sensual World. Those were all low scorers as well. Now, members of George Bush's first cabinet. Here's a few pointless answers for you. Anne Veneman, Anthony Principe, Elaine Chow, John Ashcroft, everyone there, apart from Dick Cheney, Colin Powell, and Donald Rumsfeld. Everyone was pointless. And now there's 4 pointless answers with those London Underground stations. They're all kind of out west. And they are Hanger Lane, Perivale, Northolt, West Ruislip. You've got 1 point for West Acton, South Ruislip, Ruislip Gardens, Queensway, Greenford and East Acton, but very well done if you got any of those pointless answers.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Richard, and thank you so much, Pauline and Steve. I'm sorry you didn't win our jackpot today. That will roll over onto the next show, though, when we will be playing for the princely sum of £2,500. Join us then, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.